No.
Hey, Vaseline.
No. Can we leave the legacies of the past in the past? Can they remain in the past? Guys, welcome to Dope Conversations. Just a bit of a secret so that you guys don't murder us. But we shot 2 episodes back to back. So if it looks like Abantu Abagezang and Basa Koge the same clothes as last week, it's because we shot on the same day. So before, especially the ladies, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she wore the same outfit this time. It was the same day. So please go easy on us. Nosisi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Oh, I'm okay.
Do we have to keep doing this? Fine. How are you? Good.
That's why you didn't want to go sit that
If I'm going to be a guest for you.
So my topic for today was inspired by a sit down between, this guy was such an asshole in that episode, Cam Newton. I think he's an NFL legend. Mabesho. I don't watch American nonsense. And a lady, Dr. Bryant. I forgot her name. Stunning lady. He was such an asshole, and she was so classy in that sit down. If anyone wants to go and check it out. But the one thing they spoke about which really triggered me was this concept of high value versus high functioning. And they defined it in a way that I don't agree with. But maybe for the purposes of today, maybe I'll write their definition, where when they speak about high value man, high value woman, they speak about money, which I don't use. I don't use it in that context. Versus high functioning, which they were speaking about just umuntu that can get things done. And why so many high value women / women with money are attracted to and marry low value men who then might be high functioning. That's just background. But I just wanted to ask you guys, without those definitions maybe, the concept of dating in your lane, the concept of what is high value. I mean, I think I've heard about Andrew Tate and other guys speak about, you're the prize as a man. And I see broke varsity boys who are like, remember, gents, you're the prize. Okay.
You're like, okay.
Because gents that are working are taking their women. Just your thoughts on dating in your lane, value, functioning. One of the references they used was Oprah and Stedman and those type of dynamics. Just if anyone wants to hit, but more specifically, if Penson can say almost nothing today, and then Imbogoto can carry us.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't you say something last week around this dating in your lane and understanding that it's not necessarily about money, but it's about a person who onengondo, like who can think about, so I can be retrenched, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be broke forever, right? Was that him?
No, it was Lelo.
That was both of you guys.
No, that's where you guys prove that you're hypocrites. No,
yeah?
Yes.
But I think that episode for me was just like, again, don't you think that we like over examine this thing of relationships? It's like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that's why I haven't been in high functioning relationships for No, but I'm like kind of the person of feeling like, okay, first, it starts with the feeling first. I'm not really looking at what you have, how you think or whatever. It's really around like how you make me feel first. Then once I feel that way, then we can look into. But most of the time, I don't even look into those other things of like high functioning, high value. I just go straight in. But I think, rationally now I'm 40. I've got, you're not allowed to, not even allowed to say, even. Yeah, thanks. 41, actually. Yeah, whatever.
I got you.
No, but now I'm in a high functioning.
How would you define a high functioning relationship versus what you've had in the past?
High functioning in the sense that we are actually, I can see movement. I can see growth in my life. You know, I can see the phase from where I was when I met him, where I was living in an apartment to living in a house. I can see that we've got a family that's got order and structure. Our kids are going to school. You know, they go to decent schools. They have lunch every day. You know, just the basics, you know, of like what it is to be an adult. For me, it's like if I can meet someone that can help me meet my adult responsibilities, then I feel like we're moving in a decent direction.
Wasn't that the problem in the past, that you were only led by feeling? And that now, look, you may have been led by feeling, but it seems like a lot of logic came very quickly. Whereas if you just, hey, I like him, but I love him. Lana, I like him, I love him, but you were lucky enough when ukulile. Now you kulile. You guys have been in the streets. The streets have panel beaten you, and now you're like, hey, let's make sure the kids have lunch.
Yeah.
And Penson is not eating a lunch at pass.
Oh, wow.
The panel beating is true, in the sense that I asked the right questions this time around. It was like I kind of went in saying, this is what I want. And I think because I was older and I had my child already, so I went in knowing that this is what I want. So I may not know you per se, and I may not know everything about you, but I'm just letting it be known from the get to say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking to build. This is the kind of relationship I want to have. Are you with it or are you not with it? I'm also not here to just have sex with you. So eventually I'd like to get married. Are you with it or are you not with it? Like, I don't have like time. You know what I mean?
Are these real examples? Or
No, that's what I did with my current partner.
I'm not here to have sex with you. I do shata nengane ya pensini. Or
As in like, ungang baby for my
hey, bo. Hey, Osisana 41, language yangu 1992.
I'm just saying.
Ha.
Not for Mahala.
Hey, Osisana 58, ne language yangu 1981. Let's shut down the episode. Thank you for joining Dope
Alright,
Conversations. I think that's enough for today.
No, I mean, that's my story, and it's one of many stories, you know, but I'm just saying that for me now, where I am currently, and after watching that episode, I actually felt like that lady was like, she has a script for life, you know, like
The Cam Newton
Yeah,
episode.
the Cam Newton
Okay.
episode. Like, there was something you said which I agreed but didn't agree with, in a sense, last week, where you said we are stuck in like terms, things like mansplaining and safe spaces and da-da-da. It's like we've got these narratives and ways of speaking. And I felt like a lot of what she was saying, I was somehow losing also, because she's got this like really intense way of speaking, and sometimes she's not even answering the question. It's like this guy's asking a question.
What's her name? You said something?
And
Dr. Bryant.
Dr. Bryant.
If her name is Cheyenne or something.
And she's cool. I mean, she seems like she's got an interesting backstory to life. She's also single.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Of course she is.
She's also 41.
Of
She's
course.
She's also 41.
Yeah, and now I
Of
took
course
that
she is.
to say that, you, because there's something about age. And
So in our last episode, we spoke about generational curses and how I might be working on mine, but you might not be working on yours, and then there's a clash. But part of that is the reason she sounds like that to you and other people is because she's been working on herself. So she sounds like a script. You have been working on yourself. That's why your demands for a partner have changed. So a young girl will listen to you saying, I'm not just going to come for sex. You must marry me. We must. She'll be like, this 41-year-old lady sounds like, hey, she's lost me. Can we not just have a good time? Like, I like you, you like me. So I think it's that, in my opinion. Guys, please feel free to jump in. Otherwise, mina Nosisi zokhuluma the whole day.
Let's put it to the floor.
Lelo, high functioning, high value.
I think
Hey, you guys were hypocrites last
I really
week.
like your aura. Hey?
Thank you.
And my aura?
Sometimes.
Ngathi kubandlulula ngegender.
You know,
Angithi phela nina
Ngaphela
ngithanda
eceleni
ukuthi
kwami.
thina abafazi, it was actually pretty whack.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm standing in solidarity with you, Nosisi.
I'm
That
with Nosisi.
This whole thing of like, in the comments it's like, look, women vele, da, da, da. And it's like, no, that's not the case.
Right.
Actually, like, women don't. It's not that.
Why are you looking at me, Nosisi? Why don't you look at Penuel?
I'm looking at you also.
are we going back to that
No,
episode?
I'm just saying that because they're like, I don't know, you said something, and I'm like, it's actually nice that females do acknowledge each other to say, I dig your vibe, bro. Like, just plain and simple. Like, I don't know you, but I like how you coming off. I like what you're putting down.
Why did you interrupt her when she was trying to talk?
Nothing.
I'm just saying.
Sorry.
Lelo, please continue, ma'am.
No, it's all good and well. I was just saying, I think for me, you said that you don't really, look at a partner and say, you must check this money, this value, this. And I do agree because somewhat, because I do think that, and it's terms, to be honest with you. And as much as you say that, you do agree, but you also don't agree, but it is terms. It is what it is, because high value is usually money. When people say high value, they're talking about external makers, and then when people are talking about high functioning, that's internal.
Yeah.
Because high function is what you are, your ability, your resilience, are you a go-getter, someone who gets things done. But then high value is what the people outside looking in are seeing as high value, and then sometimes it is possible that someone can be both high value and high functioning. So I think the terms, if you should strip away all these terms, am I high value, am I high functioning, the real question is, what do I want personally? Who am I personally? What ticks me? What makes me, go? What drives me? And instead of looking into outside makers, rather rely more on the internal makers.
Penson, sorry, Nosisi. Before Nosisi speaks, I'd like Penson to answer this question. You guys will decide who speaks first. Do you think men and women place value on the same things? If the answer is yes, it's fine. If the answer is no, then I'd like you to elaborate.
No, the
You guys will decide on who wants to speak first.
But
Let's see if you're a gentleman or not. This is a test.
Oh wow!
Sir.
I feel like you could.
Let's see if you let a woman.
Put a Penson, and then now it's like, let's see. Now
Nosisi's
when he's
hand is
saying
up.
that,
So
now he's like conflicted because now he's
let's see how you decide, bro.
Oh wow!
Musukumzwela.
Ngamzwela phela.
Musukumzwela.
Angithi phela fange be gentleman mos.
Which is impossible for you.
I am.
wow.
Oh, I'm the gentlest of generals.
Gentle.
You're the genitals of genitals.
Genitals.
You're the genitals of
genitals.
genitals.
The gentlest of genitals.
The gentlest of genitals. We got it. Thank you.
That's disgusting.
Thank you, Pip Meister. Yo, this episode is going
I want
sideways.
to go back to why we discuss relationships, because people will say, why do you guys always hinder on relationships? And it's so important to me because relationship is cornerstone of society to me. If we can get this right, because I'm feeling like our generation, we failed. I think there's certain things that we need to talk about as a generation. Relationships being one, money being another. There's a community of people that speak about money all the time. And for some reason, they tend to be more successful than others. For those that think I'm talking about the JOOs.
What's a JOO?
Let's let it go. Keep
Let
going.
it go. Yeah. So again,
As Eric Codman would say.
as Eric Codman would say, I sound like a stuck record when I speak about the Islamic faith. And I think, Guti, there's a reason why they pray 5 times a day, because you want to always be in that spirit of your religion. So I think once we've identified certain problems, like goals, I want to have a body target or a financial target or a career target. You have to write it down and you need to see it all the time, and you need to remind yourself, Guti, this is what I'm doing right, this is what I need to be working on. And I think for our relation, for our generation, a relationship is something that is so important, and we have to unpack it, because going to your question, there is a clear difference in men and women. You have a situation where whenever you speak at a braai or whenever you speak in formal settings, you have a lot of sisters that are saying men are the problem, and then you listen to men and men are saying sisters are the problem. So clearly there's a misalignment, there's a miscommunication, and we need to unpack it. Too many of our sisters are crying in the shower, they're hurt by thousands of men. Too many men are crying in the showers being hurt by women, and we are not talking to each other. So it's very, very important. But you hit it on the head when you're speaking about high value being external and high functioning being internal. Because too many times where we look at high value, we'll say, let's just say someone who's in a public space, umaporis. A lot of women might want to date. Therefore, his value will go up, obviously, because we can see the success. Just because he's high value, being wanted by many, doesn't mean, Guti, that's what you are needing within your relationship and will make it function within your relationship. And I think we might get that mixed, You see a lady who, to many guys, the way they view her based on how she looks, they'll be like, Samfuna sonke, therefore her value goes up. And then you bring her into a relationship and she can't function within what you guys need. So I think it's very important, as you said, Guti, define it for yourself. You know, what works for me may not be what works for you or someone else. And that's where terms can be good and bad, you know. So now that the terms do exist and they're out there, guys, ngikhumbule ukuthi eyakhe relationship and it must work for you. So you need to find something that is very, very functioning, you know.
Before Nosisi speaks, are you arguing that value is more objective and functioning is more subjective?
I think so. Because I think, for example, a high value car would be like a Porsche 911.
Everyone agrees.
Everybody agrees, you know. But where I'm at and my bucket load of kids.
You're a farmer. The Porsche doesn't work for you.
Yeah, I'm a farmer. I need a Hilux, you know. So that would be high functioning for me, even though the Porsche might be of a higher value. So I think it's very, very important to bring it back to you.
You speak about kids. I interrupted you.
Yes, I was just saying, Uti, for me, you know, having a two-door it might not work for me. It's not functional for me, you know, even though I understand the value and the beauty of it, but it doesn't work for me. So I think sometimes when we're speaking about what you bring to the table, you high value. Yes, you might be very much high value. You might be the highest of the high, you know, but unfortunately where I'm at, you know, and the relationship might not function like that.
Can I say something? Which is leading to, I think, both of your points and also what your question was around, are men and women fundamentally different? And I have come to the conclusion that yes, we are. However, there's this really, and I'm going to maybe contradict myself here, but in my journey of understanding this, it's like I've been trying to understand my particular partner, right? To say, okay, why is it that there's certain things that just don't resonate with you, you know? And one of my cousins, he's a guy, said, you know, the problem with females now is that they're trying to feminize men. Right? In the sense that the expectations that we have of men in terms of, oh, can you be, and I don't know, like I'm just looking at this thing now to say, oh, can you be my best friend? Can you and I
Have matching nails.
Talk until the early hours of the morning? Can you like understand when I'm going through something that I need you to be here? Or can you be able to preempt what the baby needs, like I can preempt what the baby needs? Like, why are you so useless? Like, you know, you're just not there like that. You know what I mean? And what I actually, I tested myself, I still am, because I'm really struggling with it, is that we as females have actually been put into the centers. Like in our minds, we don't understand how men work, because men have been like this, like enigma. Like, we don't understand how you guys think. You guys hang out with each other. The only reference we have is maybe from our parents who say, "Indoda vele vele, this is what men are."
Indoda mas.
Yeah, indoda, you know. So now it's like we're actually entering into the relationship and we don't understand you, right? And then so because we don't understand you and we're so strong-ish in character-wise, let's say, like strong characters. If you're strong, I have a very strong character, so I can be perceived as dominating, you know, and my partner is very quiet and I find that frustrating, you know, and I'm like, no, why don't you do this and why don't you say this? And so the one thing I've realized is that I also personally need to find a patience within myself to understand the other gender, you know, because the more I ask around, I ask my aunts and my uncles, they're like, yeah, Vele, no, but our husbands are, me, I thought my uncles were, they were like my benchmark for what a man should be. But then I realized that, no, they're pretty much almost exactly the same as my dude. And, you know, my aunts are like, we have to drive certain, you see us living here, you see this happening within the families, because we had to drive it, because this guy will take forever to get anything done, you know what I mean, or make a decision because he's a thinker. So it does make me kind of think we need to step back a little bit around, like, especially us as females, because we are the ones who tend to have all these like very hectic expectations. Men are like you said last week, it's simple. Like we just want a pretty girl. Can you cook? Oh, I know one of my colleagues here is like, yo, my girl cooks, we in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, is that it? He's like, he's in love with her, you know? But for us, it's like so nuanced. Like, it's like, okay, yes, I love you today because you you're a rugby guy. And then tomorrow that rugby guyness is no longer a thing for me. Now I need you to like show up as my protector. And then tomorrow I need you to show up as the father of my children. And then tomorrow you need to show up as the head of the household with my family. And do you understand that? As a dude, can you like...
Yes, I think I said that somewhat, not exactly. And I said, and someone, even last week, I think, someone said we women are a bit confused. And there's something that I...
Siyabonga Nosisi for pointing out the culprits.
Yes, and I reference back to what Nosisi said when she said we're trying to figure it out. And it goes back to when I said I might be listening to you, but I'm filtering. And that is one of the things that I filtered. That when she said, actually, we actually don't know what we're doing. Nobody knows what we're doing.
I saw a clip. I hope it's not from the same interview, but I saw a clip, and I don't know how true this is. I'm just putting it on the table, which said women grow up with this vision of what their husband should be. And every time they meet a guy, it's from the same. Every time they meet a guy, they try to fit him into this thing. And if he doesn't fit, then it's a problem.
I saw that.
And on the other side, which I don't know if I fully agree with this, they're like, men generally tend to be like, hey, nangumuntu enginayo isidudla sami, noma akazwani nokupheka umuntu wami. And then you kind of work.
You do not.
Do not?
You know what?
Men,
Yep, that's a lie.
that's a lie.
You asked if men and women place value differently.
Guys, wait, I want to talk to this point.
I think
Sorry,
historically...
I need to
let
jump
me
onto
just
this
finish.
point. Because
Uguti,
this is where we miss each other
this
as well.
is what the clip was saying, and this is what I was saying. I don't know if I fully agree, but this idea that men will kind of work with whatever they have, whereas women have this picture of my husband must be this, and if the guy's not fitting, I don't want. Whereas umchile will be like, I ngazi no mubiza but wami, and then siyapusha from there. I think men are more accommodating with what they get versus women who are constantly trying to push him to be what she's always envisioned.
Can I just say one thing?
Go for it.
Is it not that men are just comfortable? Like men are easy. It's like, oh, if I'm kezanga and I've got one pair of clothes for the whole week.
Why are you speaking like that?
I'm just saying because it's like, but I'm just saying like men
That's not nice.
no, isn't like men are a little bit simpler to please and
a lot simpler.
a lot simpler
Thank you.
and but I also believe that it was meant to be that way and men and women are meant to be this complex because you would never move forward as a man and a family would remain stagnant if it's up to the man. Men would be like, how much shala grandy? Like, why do we need like another car? And the woman is the one thinking, yo, we got 3 kids. This small car is not working anymore. So you need to get a damn job and up the income. And you're like, oh man, what? Why are you so complicated? It's like, so I do believe that within our nature, we are actually designed to be the way we are, that we are supposed to be complex and you guys are supposed to be simple-minded. Because now...
Simple-minded?
Yes, minded. You know why? Because you take an issue and you simplify the issue. You take an issue and you say, okay, I'm looking at it just from, oh, so babe, you say we need a bigger house. What area? And then I'll say, yes, we need a bigger house in this area, like what she was saying last week. We need a bigger house. The kids go to the school. This is the route, da-da-da-da-da-da. Woman has already thought 10, 15 things in her mind. You're like, bigger house, right? So we are able then to really, when it's up to, now we're making the decision, both kind of perspectives and ways of approaching things have got value. So I think we tend to be like, oh no, women are super complicated, men are really just easy to please. If that's the case across the board, do we not think that that's actually supposed to be like a divine, that's like the divine design?
Damn.
No, I agree. Oh, sorry.
No. I thought Lelo wanted to say something.
I agree, Guti. Fundamentally, we're very different. And I think what Lelo was saying that you had said last week around this age group generation is just trying to figure it out. But we also
Are
need
they?
to give... Sorry?
Are they? We hope.
We hope.
Okay.
Through trial and error. And you are right. There's a lot of complexity within our sisters that they are still going through. You'll see it in the dating market where you'll have sisters saying, why must I give him wife privileges? And we're not married. It's you've never heard a guy say, why must I give her husband privileges? So what? So
Did you hear my stomach?
Ulambile.
So
I am.
Penson, fetho provide. Ibai provider.
So, but you've never heard a guy say, why must I give her husband privileges and we're not married? Meaning, Ugutsi, woman see herself as a girlfriend giving these 3 things. And I've always said with women go through the stages, because from my experience, how I've seen sisters act as a girlfriend is very different than Maseo Eselocholi. You know, she dresses different, she moves different, she speaks different. The way she addresses her partner now changes. And then again, the marriage and the wedding and and then she moves different when she's a mother. Whereas you said, Amachita, how you saw me when I was 23, you know, watching Pokemon, playing touch rugby at 23. At 43, I'm still trying to play touch rugby, thinking good I can still be a Springbok. Grassy put me in. You know, it's literally like that. And just in that, if there has been a female partner, I've just adjusted to a different car. You know, oh, so you want to say a different home? You know, and we haven't had to really break our backs to try and. But I think in that time, we haven't given each other enough grace. You know, because Tina Machita Sinjena, Osisi ni complex, and we, as much as you're learning you, because Osis Langa Panja by no 22, they are moving very, very different than Osis Abana 40. You know, can we give each other grace? Can we give each other understanding? Can we not put so much pressure on sisters or brothers, but have these conversations so that people who are watching can understand and learn, if I'm making any sense? Quick point. Okay, go.
No, say your point.
I think, you know, you said that when we started this, you said that we need to talk about these things. The thing is, people are sensitive, you know. We've become such a sensitive generation. He says that the woman might be struggling with but they don't communicate that. And the other way around, the guy might find that this woman doesn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they don't communicate that because both of these sexes are scared to step on each other's feelings because we have become such a sensitive generation.
And isiyabaleka.
Yes, and
Washo into sashiyana
straight.
yes.
Out.
And then I also think that historically, men have been taught to place value on money and providing, you know, and they also have been historically taught to view woman's value based on how she looks and if she is a nurturer.
And the purity around that as well.
Body count, fertility.
Because Osis bathanda kabi.
Lelo is a prime wife.
Yeah?
She's the prime wife, according to this generation of
stuff,
what people like. She's your light in complexion girl. You know, there's a typical look that I've noticed.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, 1000%. But I'm just saying.
Jump into Lelo or jump into the chat.
The chat.
Me on the spot.
Or the chat. No, I mean not in a bad
Are you blushing?
I
Because again, this has nothing to do with Lelo. It was going to that point that Luna had raised. And I think this is also where we miss each other. The people men would date, shata, what verse the people men would smash.
This is now value. This is now value versus functioning. Sorry.
Yes.
So you.
Hey, Sia, but please just correct me because I also want extra ears.
Besides the extra years, I just wanted to while you answer.
It might speak to them.
We all agree to Lelo speaking about value being external,
yes,
and function being internal.
yes,
And when you speak about look, you're speaking in external
value.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a difference, Machita can correct me, between
Ubuze nami, nami ngumjita.
no, boy 3,
Oh.
3.
Okay. Nami ngumjita.
And
But
they
when you committed, when you right,
Ninjani?
what you committed to, right?
Right.
You're committed to the world.
There's a difference between what guys would smash versus what guys would date or marry
or
wife and have kids with. There's so many
Where is this
slay
going?
queens. No, it's not about
Yeah,
you.
I'm
I was going
taking
to
half
an
of
earlier
it.
point.
Yeah, I'd like to
I was
know.
going to an earlier point that Lunga had raised, and you remember when I said, "Hey, I wanted to jump."
Yeah.
So please, it's
I must not be sensitive.
no. You might have smash traits. Doesn't mean it doesn't exclude you from the wife chat. You can have
Put Lelo in. Put Lelo in.
You know,
I think
so-
she can take it.
So when you speak about
So
things
we're saying Lelo looks like.
no, I didn't say Lelo looks like anything. I'm saying that she might have traits.
No, I'm serious because that's how she's receiving it.
Well, I
I
hope
want-
she
I
doesn't
want you to bring
receive
it.
it. But
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will say, "Guti, I very much the phone slay queen." Imagine they want to smash a slay queen. Not necessarily the definition of however they define slay queens is not necessarily the person that they'd say, "This will be my wife and the mother of my kids," per se. Can you be a wife and a mother? Sorry, that's very true, ne? Can you look like the slay queen and still be the wife and 150,000%?
100%.
But let's not confuse the number of likes on an Instagram post.
100%,
Guti, that's what
yeah.
men want to date, wife, and have as mother of the kids.
High
That's-
value.
Yeah, one.
She's
Don't-
high value.
Don't. Yeah, one that
The
high
Instagram girl is high value.
high smash value. High
Forget,
smash.
remove smash. She's high value, external.
Okay, yes. Let's talk about
But we
that.
don't know if she's high functioning
But
for
we
the
don't
guy.
know.
The word
Yeah, one.
smash has landed people in courtrooms, so be careful.
Facts.
Tread carefully.
Give us context,
I
please
don't
quickly.
know. I'm
High
using
smash.
it.
Smash
I'm using it
has
in-
actually
in-
landed people
in
in
Please
sex.
give
I'm using
context.
it in the
Please
case
give
of
context.
sex.
Please give context.
I might be using it wrong.
Where was it used and it ended up in court?
No, it's cool.
How?
What happened to Jup Jup when he came on to say smash smash? He ended up in court and everybody ended up saying
On
me too.
podcast and chill.
Basically
Yes,
saying smash
just
is
be
not
careful.
like a.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Oh, it was
Okay.
because of Amanda DuPont. I can speak about this.
okay.
The reason it ended up in court was not because of the word smash. It was because she accused him of
Assault.
sexually violating her.
But
Yeah,
it started with him going
Okay,
around saying
I'm-
I smashed
I'm-
this
I'm
one,
using
I
it-
No,
smashed
it started with that other guy saying, "Who did you smash?
Yeah.
Who did you smash?"
And
All
then
right,
he
so-
also
so
Let's
I'm-
not
I'm
have smashes.
motivated.
Okay, we
Yeah,
can move
so
it. We
let's-
can just
let's
use
move it.
who guys may want to be
Intimate with.
sexually intimate with may not be the same as who they'd want to build with.
1,000.
Excuse me. Talking about podcast and chill, they use a perfect example of a cooler box versus a refrigerator. You know, the cooler box being quick in the car, you're happy to share it. You know, hey, you're on the cooler box this weekend. Okay, we say cooler box. Where's my refrigerator? Is mine. Ngeke ungene kwami and just open my refrigerator. It's mine. And they try to use that as a difference between the stereotypical slay queen and how men have defined the one with 100,000 followers and has 1 million likes on every post versus the wife who has 400 followers, private account, and it's her cooking, you know, type of thing, and her and the kids.
Let me speak about Lelo, because I know how she was receiving it and I want us to put it bare. I think Lelo knows herself. Very stunning, very hot. She's the girl that will get.
Making me blush again.
Hey,
Ngiyadlala.
hey, Lelo, yazi ngendlela
Look
omuhle
at
ngakhona.
somebody else.
So Lelo looks high value. When you look at her, guys are like, yo, Donna, who's that chick that you had on the podcast? And it speaks to what she was saying even. I don't know if it was this episode or the previous one, where she was saying, I'm not what you think I am. In a relationship, I'm
yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
Which is her now saying, you may see the way I look, you may see businesswoman, ambitious, what. But please understand, that's not who I am. And if you've dated people, if you speak to people I've dated, you'll find out all of that. Stress. And going beyond where she even says, even in the different relationships, I'm a different person. So whatever you're seeing, high value, oh my gosh, he's got big muzzles or whatever. But I'm actually a very gentle guy. I'm emotionally supportive. I'm not what you think I am. And I think that's very important to note as well.
No, I agree. And I think that's where maybe some people get it wrong with you or with us in terms of fathering. Because they'll see one picture and they don't realize, Guti, like, we're the gayest of dads.
No, it's not false.
not a we face.
Ngiyamfaka, yabona la? Yabona kule topic le?
We.
Because you see one thing on social media and people have a lot to say when they know the least about you. You know, when you see a person, as you said, Guti, in a relationship, hey, I'm this year, in a relationship, I'm that. You know, and with different people, they bring out different aspects. So, but I think I just want to hit that with both sis bits. Please don't get confused by the sisters that get a lot of likes. They also may be high functioning, but the likes are because we're just seeing that two-door slasher and we're just liking it. Doesn't mean, Uguti, we want to date and marry.
Is it possible for someone to be both high function and also high value?
150 billion %.
Yes.
You can
Can
look
you
like the
can you please
slayest of
answer
slay
that for
queens.
us, Lelo?
I
I'd also like you to add on, there was a point too Nosisi raised about the feminization of men, and if you have any opinions on that, especially as I think you're a strong woman. You've said before that some people may take you as masculine, and just what you think about the feminization of men, along with the point you're raising now, and can you be both?
When it's firstly to address what she said, because she said, or maybe to give my view on what she said that in her relationship she finds that her partner is a bit more quieter and a bit, which can be viewed as timid, and she's more the outspoken person, which can be viewed as aggressive. You know what I mean? So it depends who's the person that's on the outside looking in. For me as well, I also think that I like, and I think I've said this before, it sounds like repetition, but it is what it is. I also like someone who's very authoritative.
Also
Because
dominator.
I like that. And I like someone who brings out the best in me. I think that's what relationships are about. And that is high functioning person. That's a high functioning man. And some women might view that man as a low value man because he brings more wisdom. He brings more, what you call it, emotional intelligence. He brings more personal growth support. He supports my goals, my dreams, and whatever. But then we can also be both high value, which is the external maker, which is the success, the money, the finance, and whatever, but also be there for each other emotionally, be there for, like, be the guide, and all of that stuff. So that's why I'm saying it is possible to be both high function and high value. However, it does take a lot for someone to be both.
The first time you visited us, both you and Nosisi, number one, you lied. But you spoke about money shouldn't be the focal. You reckon you could be with a low value man who's high functioning? You personally?
But that's what I'm just saying now, Uti. It's an individual thing.
No, I'm asking you individually. Low value man doesn't have much. You out earn him 10 times. Mashudu no.
But did you hear what I just said now? I said now, low value is an individual thing. For me, value, it's how you place value. Where do you place value? Where Nosisi places value, where do I place value? I place value as someone with wisdom, someone who supports my growth, someone who's there, emotional intelligence.
So we all agree that we put under high functioning for today.
What?
The internal, the stuff
Yes.
that society doesn't
Yes.
see. And then we said value is what society sees. It's got
Yes,
big
it's
muscles,
external.
drives a
Yes,
Lamborghini.
yeah.
I'm asking you personally, can you be with a low value externally man who's high functioning internally for you?
So basically, if you were to put it direct, will I be with the broke guy?
Not broke.
Smart? No. I'm just saying, just put it.
He
layman's
earns
terms.
way less than you. Maybe he's not really that good looking, but he ticks all those boxes. Wise, emotionally intelligent, supports your dreams, etc.
I think if he's ticking all those boxes, his less was not going to be too less. He'll be fine. It's not going to be way less. It's not going to be less where we can't now, run our household.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you can bring the money. He'll manage it.
So let's say maybe if I give an example, I'll just use a minimum amount. Let's say, for example, he earns 20,000 and I earn 60. And I mean that's manageable.
Yeah, we can live
We
with
can
that.
live with that.
Okay.
It's just
10.
an example, not exactly
Not
10.
10 and 60.
10 is already too far.
And not 20.
But it's high functioning, guys.
Not 20 also, but you said 20 you can work with that. Masuti, not
I'm
20.
saying it was. I'm like, let me say it's an example.
But you can work.
Real talk.
with that.
On the table. Your ideal man, how much should he be earning? And Nosisi the same.
Minimum.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's about.
Don't
age.
give us a
Wait,
politician.
hold on.
Don't give us a politician
It's about
answer.
age. At a certain age, you shouldn't be earning a certain amount.
Okay, give
At a
us
certain
20s, 30s. Yeah, give us 20s, 30s, and 40s for you.
25,
Minimum.
30, 35, 40.
Let me talk about people that I would date, maybe 30s, going forward.
35.
Yo, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not under
Check boss.
60, 70.
Hey! Hey! Savile!
67.
Hey, Savile Sapuma!
What
the judge.
Osia! Need asthma pumps in the back.
60, 70.
We're out. Yabo le that decision is
1900.
CV out.
Angifuna ukukhuluma nami.
I got a long.
No,
Damn, 60, 70.
It's like,
No,
where
but you know
are
what?
you?
It depends on where you're
Hey,
at.
Musanu Sitshela, I'm a politician
No,
answer.
Ima,
Give us what you want.
Ima,
But this
mina,
that's complicated.
this is the thing is that mina,
Yeah,
I'm
and
different. Ne?
complicated.
Mina ngphuma from the teachings of Burasta. Yabo, so brokenness is a life that I've lived comfortably. So you understand? So no, just like for me, it's like as long as we can live in fit, like and we can grow. So I'll say my minimum. Yeah, no,
no fish.
no.
Bob Marley
About the fish. They eat veggies.
No
I try.
banana.
Oh, banana no.
Cabbage,
Oh, banana no.
cabbage, spinach, nsango, and
spinach.
Bob Marley, Peter Tosh.
Okay, my minimum amount would be 30 for me in my context when I talk about minimum amount. And that's just based on what I understand currently. I feel like I am at a stable place in my life where I understand what my expenses are every month. My kids are going to be in the same school until they reach matric. So I understand what that's going to cost me each year, right? We're probably going to be in the same house until our kids finish school. So I know that our house needs renovations, and I've kind of calculated in my mind what type of a house I want to live in and what I need to renovate it to look like. I know the car. So I already have, so for me, I'm not a person that has got like wild aspirations to live and continuously like gain like material things. I really just want comfort. Like I want to know that this thing has been taken care of so that I can continue with the other things that I'm doing in my life. Like, you know, I want to excel at work. I want to start a damn podcast. I can't be thinking about all of that stuff and thinking, oh, I'm always moving. I'm always looking for like, you know, a bigger house, a bigger car, a bigger this. I'm like, I just need the basics done. And once I'm here, my kids have got their own rooms. We've got our nanny. Our kids are going to school. They're going to decent schools. We're eating. We can take them for birthdays. I don't understand what more we need. And
I just wanted to, is 30,000 your minimum? Or you saying that's what you'd like right now?
That's my minimum.
But 30,000 that's 23K after tax.
Yeah,
No, forget tax. We're speaking about how much it brings home.
I'm saying when we put our money together, yeah, well, this is, for me, your minimum can't be anything less than 30. You know what I mean? For me personally, right? And I wanted to go to the point of saying that I feel like a lot of our stress as human beings is based on the fact that we're never satisfied.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that we're always wanting,
Constantly
chasing something. And I'm saying, for me personally, I have been chasing throughout my 20s and 30s, and I know where I wanted to go. I feel like I've reached the beginning of where I want to go, and I'm now comfortable. And I'm saying, cool, now I'm with a person that I can build and grow on these particular aspects. My kids, you know, I look at my aunts and stuff, and, you know, they've lived in the same house 24 years. No drama. My uncle has driven the same car almost 10 years. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not they're not looking for those types of things. It's like, we get to go on holiday though to London with our kids. When our kids matriculate, we can buy them a car. You know, if, you know, they're moving into digs, we can furnish their digs, you know, can help them finish their digs. Those are the things I want. I don't want like to be at a nice restaurant and eating foods that I care. The other day I had a Wagyu burger. For me, that's just disgusting. I was like, this is gross. My partner's like, how's this into? I'm like,
I was on top living. Yaglimaza.
Ayilimazi mara.
Isushi kuba buhlungu ithroat.
Ayilimazi mara ayingichazi. Because
Ufuna ikota.
No, I'm not ukuthi ngifuna ikota. Nina, I grew up in a world where my family is okay. Like financially, there's never been a thing yoguti. It's always been get yourself to a point where you can look after yourself. You enter into our family, everybody has got, you know, everyone is doing their thing. You know what I mean? Education is key. And what you do with your education post that is what is your business. But not a thing yoguti hes funa matenda. We wanting multi-million rand, high income situations. No, we're just looking to live and be happy. We want to connect as a family every weekend and laugh and play games and have games night and go to sports games. Those are the things that are important to us. Those are the things that are important to me. I wanted to say just one more thing. When I remember deciding, well, sometimes the guys will know here that I wear a wig some days. And it's very interesting how when I wear a wig, how I'm perceived by the world. Right? When I walk in as Nosisi Ngakane, the way I am now, it's like, oh, sure, sisters, sharp. Dude, the day when I wear wigs and I put on makeup and I do my face and I'm like, yo, what's up? It's like it's such a funny thing and such a stupid thing to watch, because I'm like, this is so crazy how the world reacts to what I look like today. And what I look like today has got nothing to do with what's in my brain. But if I want to show up and I know that I'm going to Saints, for instance, and maybe deep down inside I want to be taken seriously by people at Saints, I don't know. I must dress up in a particular way. Like, I must dress up for the occasion. Yeah, like, yeah. And I can.
And Ulelo's like that every day.
Every day. And I can't.
Damn.
Like, I wouldn't be able to. And that's the really cool thing about, like, how females, I think, are within themselves. Me, I can't live lifestyle le oyiphilayo personally. You know, it's like my partner knows that I'm like these guys. It's like some days are tracksuit days. Like you're not going to see me, and some days I dress up because I know that I've got a meeting today and I'm meeting somebody important. But for most days, you're gonna find me plain faced, normal hair, plain clothes. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel most comfortable. Whereas another person like my sister, who's like Lelo, feels completely uncomfortable in
How
that
old is your
existence.
sister? Just asking
She's
for a friend.
30.
Is your sister
She's my
single?
younger
Just
sister.
asking for a friend.
No.
Can we please
Yes,
meet your
but I
sister
don't wanna
just to
speak
But
for-
work
I don't
Just
want
ask
to
to
speak for my
speak it.
sister.
We don't know what
'Cause
relationships
we don't
are.
know.
We need to
You
figure
think-
it out.
Yeah, we don't know. But what I'm saying is that
No, but on
I-
the real
and
though,
you
for,
can
your,
look
for,
at
for a friend.
oh man, pen. How okay.
I'm not
saying that
wearing
yeah,
makeup, but
she.
by the way.
I know I can see that fresh face.
What did you
Yeah,
say?
fresh face. But
no
I'm just
makeup, got to steal. Yeah,
like
for
this.
you.
No, but I'm just saying that there's a certain way of presenting yourself where I know that my sister, for instance, would feel totally uncomfortable. But she's gotten to understand the person that I am and realizes that I don't really, me, I don't care. And especially because now that I have my partner, I'm like, whoosh,
You're happy.
Like, anginandaba ukuthi ungibheka kanjani. So yeah, that's
I think
my 2 cents.
just to add on what Nosisi says, it's very important, but that she mentioned the word comfort, because your comfort and my comfort are two different things. You know, for me, that is the comfort, and I do come from a family like I'm very lucky because I'm very close to my paternal side of the family, huge family, and my maternal side of the family as well, and I think. Going back to that discussion that we had previously about generational curses and blessings, I literally do not plan it. I will walk into a shop. I shop like men. I don't shop like this. When I shop, I like that. And it just happens that that's the price that it's at. And for someone else, that's being too much, you know. And that is why I'm saying there's different, the comforts are different. And for me, that's me being simple. I just like that track pants and that top. And it just happens that maybe it's a price that for someone else, you're wasting money or something like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Like Malinj.
Yes, eh?
Oh, as a just hypothetically.
I know it's cheap. It's like 1,500 rand for like
For you,
track pants.
just a pants. Neskipper sakhona.
Angazi.
Pen-
But you,
pen-
I'm
pen-
that person who
Penson
thinks
for you?
it's too
Yes,
expensive for me.
yes.
Like I don't have a pair of shoes.
Amarasta phela
that's
shop
more
e-China Mall.
expensive. Like the sneakers I'm wearing now are the most expensive shoes I've ever bought, and they're 1.6. And I've got a thing a good
You
time.
Rasta for real.
Like no, because I don't know. For me, it's just like hi. Like there's so much for me to spend my money on than clothes or. If I'm splurging, like I splurged on my rings and I bought my rings, I spent 1.7 on my rings and I was like, yo, mudim. I don't feel ashamed by that because that's just my level of comfort, you know, to say that if I feel like if I'm overspending on clothes, then my kids don't get to live the experiences that I want to take them on. So my kids love go-karting. I want to take my kids go-karting and I don't want to spend money on clothes if I can't take my kids go-karting. Like, I don't give a fuck what I look like. As long as my kids are go-karting, we're good.
and I can accept that, and that's why I'm agreeing with you, because I'm saying it looks the same. It's just that when value is placed, now it feels like the other person is a splurger and the other person leaves, minimum. Has a minimalistic lifestyle.
splurge in other
Yes,
ways.
whereas you splurge, there's other places where you might probably your skincare is more expensive or your hair is expensive,
1000%.
but then when you're thinking about it, your clothes, you prefer just normal brands or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's where your value is placed and where your comfort is placed. What looks comfortable for you might not be comfortable for the other person.
Penson, your minimum for a partner would be how much? And after answering that, I'm going to do a round again where answer that and then answer the relativity between you and your partner's income. So what's your minimum for a woman? And then how far off do you think you should be earning? And then I'm going to ask the ladies the same.
So my minimum would be you take home 10K. My minimum
Okay.
For the woman.
for the woman, yeah.
Oh.
If it was at zero, then I'd be going to Nosisi, So if you can take home 10,000 rand,
That's your minimum.
Yeah.
A woman, this is for the streets.
This
A
for the
woman
streets.
who's earning 10K,
who's
Girlfriend.
taking home 10K.
Penson is good to go.
Yeah.
And then relative for you, how much should you be earning relative to her?
As a guy or Penson?
We're asking individual questions here.
Oh, I mean,
Personalized
I
question.
mean, I'm a dead little bracket. So
You had which bracket?
it's a different chat.
No, I wasn't asking how much you earn. Jeez,
I don't know.
Isars of Jaga.
Did you hear the way you
Isars is like at Lelo's what? Isars is listening, eh, Baba?
Oh, 1 2 Nancy. Hey.
No. So you answer the minimum for the lady. I'm asking generally, since that's her minimum, how much do you think you should be earning as a minimum for you to make things work? That was actually the question. Not how much are you earning.
If that's her minimum.
If that's her minimum, how much should you be earning? Should you be like, oh no, if she's earning 10, Nama must be earning 10. Or I must be earning more. Or it's kind of relative. Because I'm going to ask the ladies the same.
So for me, but I want to go deeper into that. So for me, if she's earning 10, ne, and if that's the expectation, then I must go,
11.
let's say, 30 take home. Then we have a household income of, let's say, bringing in 40 as an example. Then I think
so your minimum is a household income of 40. But her
Yes.
contribution
She must bring in
be
at
10.
least a third of what he brings in.
Yes, if that's the example.
Sure.
But I'm also, I don't know if you ask me the question for me to generalize or if you ask me the question for Penson, because as you're saying,
I was
Wusi,
asking for you.
I've
I was
got
asking for
different
you.
challenges though. You know, I've got different challenges that I have to account for. Crash, you know, Ngakane is ning. So again, my challenges are different from the next person. Someone else, when they want to go to McD's, for them the bill is 70 rand.
Sure.
For me, when I go to McD's, remember December,
Yeah.
we went to McD's in December and we took the whole freaking, all the kids. You get there, you pay the bill, it's like 750.
Yeah.
You know, and lapho nje ama happy meal nje, not even they serious. Just nje with ingane la 750.
That's 2,000.
Yabona. So again, so
Listen.
when you talk about
Hey, asaz. Siyathemba sinoba for maybe.
Siyahopa.
I hope.
It's a hope. It's
Add
different.
hope.
Mina, my frustration with Osis Betu, and I'm gonna call you guys out, and I know you guys are gonna sting me, is when you sit with sisters and you have conversations, and they won't put a financial amount, and they'll talk about values and this and that and that. But when it comes to the crux of it, you start realizing, Guti, our sisters are all going for the same top 10% pool. Because even if we're using a take home of 30K, that still puts you in the top 10%.
Top 5, top
Is it?
3%
You know.
of men.
It goes back to
Yeah.
date in your lane.
Yeah, I hear you,
Yes.
but I'm saying, Guti, I've spoken to sisters who are in varsity. I've spoken to sisters who are at every level. You'll hear something that brings you back to the top 5% man. You know, if we say, let's quantify it. Let's just have this conversation to quantify it. How many kids do you want? Where do they go to school? What does that look like? It all just goes back to they all looking for the same top 5% man. And I'm talking about dating, because men are very much similar if we're talking about the having sex market. They're looking for the same look type of girl, the same. But when it comes to the relationship, it becomes a lot broader. You know, that's why the guys can date the chubby girl or whatever the girl. I'm saying with Sisbetu, you guys are going to run into in a space where either as you move up successfully financially and you're looking for a guy who matches your energy, let's just say in your lane financially, those guys will be very, very few. Or even if you are a intern, but you're still looking for a guy who takes home 30K, it's the same 5%, you know. And kubanzima, because
Hence I say that it should not be about money. It should be about growing together. So for me, the issue is that these young kids who are not even earning money, you're in varsity, you
I was
haven't
just
even
about
gotten
to
a
say
job.
that, yeah.
And when they ask you about what type of boyfriend you want or what partner you want a guy that's already living in Santon and what, that guy is not in your pool.
Not in your lane.
You need to build each other. So what's actually happening is that the young boys that are also in varsity, I can't imagine what's going on with them. I can't speak for them. But for them, it's like, how are they supposed to compete and grow? So it's like,
they not.
No, let me get in here. So the reality is, for those girls, that is their lane.
It's not.
Lelo.
not.
No.
It is their
So
lane.
I'm
but
gonna
not
ask you
the
guys to answer
reciprocated.
your expectations for men, but I wanna say, when a girl dates a guy who's at a certain level, whether by accident, per chance, generally that becomes her lane. And she generally starts dating guys in those levels because guys are not looking for a woman who's bringing home whatever. So they're comfortable, number one. Number two, to what you're asking about, where they want to get these men and the boys at varsity. They're not dating the boys at varsity. That's why Ninen Shadile, your man is busy with Intombazane. Your 60,000 rupees in Intombazane say varsity.
Thank you.
That's essentially what's happening in reality today.
So exactly my point to say that for me, and I'll give practical examples of like cousins that I've seen who met their girlfriends in varsity. They were both in accounting, and then they
were
leave.
both in varsity.
They were both
the
in varsity
male and the
together,
female.
male and the female. Today they are married. They've got 2 kids. They're very successful. They live in Paulshof. They've pushed each other throughout varsity with their studies and with the career, etc. And now my cousin is the male component, not his wife. But for me, it's like there's even another example of Sasha and Wasabi. I don't know if you guys know them. They like also started out super broke. Sasha was in varsity. They were at UJ together. They were there on YouTube. They're like a YouTube couple. They were at UJ together. He dropped out. She continued with her accounting degree. She got her degree, but he went into content creation. Today, they are both at the same place financially, right? So my thing is to say that there's a weird situation where, for me, what I'm observing is that girls are like, you want to fast track this lifestyle, you know what I mean? Where it's like, it's not about fast tracking, because that fast tracking, in fact, leads to certain types of abuses, leads to financial abuse, leads to emotional abuse, leads to you not feeling like you're a person, because now you're dating your father, basically.
Yes.
At this point, this guy is telling you what to do, where to go, how to live. Hey, I'm so scared. I don't want to smoke in front of my husband. He doesn't know I smoke. What the fuck? Like,
So essentially,
Is that
your
abuse
lane.
or respect?
Yeah.
no, it's not. No, it's not even. What's respect? Like, this is who I am.
No. So as an example, Penson kept referencing Muslim men. So if this girl is like, no, he tells me what to do, where to go, I can't smoke in front of him. Isn't that inhlonipo that men claim that they want?
Inhlonipo based on like a parental inhlonipo. Like, if you're a man and you're with me, my assumption is that you know who I am, because I should be allowed to fully live out my life also and who I am in this relationship. It shouldn't be that you are the only one that gets to fully expand like on who you are and really be yourself. But I must walk around being a shadow of myself if you're around because of respect. That for me, I fundamentally disagree with. And I feel like if you're going to reference Muslim women, they have chosen that life. So that life is not them hiding. That is their full
It's their choice,
capacity
yeah.
of expansion to say, this is the most I want to be, right? But they're not going around hiding, maybe, I don't know.
But aren't those girls doing the same? So what I'm hearing from you, which is very fair, is you believe in partnership.
Yes.
I want a partner. Siyahloniphana. There are many people, specifically a lot of men, who wish for and fantasize about not a partnership, about a woman that submits. And the reason she'll hide is because he's a provider, that parental thing. And some people crave that. And it's like, that's why you'll hear girls involved. That's why I can't date guys my age. They're immature and they have nothing. So at least he must be like 10 years.
Maybe you've got daddy issues.
Hi, hey!
Wait,
Wait,
I
I
wanna
just
jump
want to
in.
just very quickly. Okay, I'll finish with this last point that you had made last week, I think, around submitting, and that submitting is based on my ngimdalane, and so I've got personally, I think I've got a good sense of understanding whether you meet my needs or not. So if you meet my needs and I trust in your leadership as a man, then I will submit to your leadership. But there are times when you would also submit to my leadership, right? It's not, I feel like if we're looking for one person to submit to the other, you as the man have got mommy or daddy issues, and the girl, definitely you've got daddy issues. Because if you cannot say that I can also lead and I'm always going to be in a position of submission, it means that you don't trust. Like, what is your role? Then that means that you're just a body to give birth and listen to somebody to tell you what to do from beginning to end. Like, what is your value really?
But
I think we've got 10 minutes. So after Penson speaks, I'd like to hear both your answers on how much minimum you should be earning relative to the amounts that you gave for men.
So just to go back to what Nosisi, what you're saying about cuz and the situation about going through, that's not the norm. And I think we also need to be very aware when we chat with they. I used to be that. So I used to have people that used to say, "Oh my God, you guys' relationship is so great because you guys came in together first year, not Jola. Oh my, so cute. Now you got kids. You've moved to Joburg together. You work in the same place. You know, oh my God, you guys are the. You know, every relationship has ups and downs, and obviously, things didn't work out the way that we had planned initially. So, but that's not the norm. And as Ulunga is saying, Wuti, there's many females that are saying, Wuti, I can't date. I'm 22. I can't date a 22-year-old. What's Zinyen? I need that guidance. I need someone who's financially in a certain space. And I'm 35 and I'm already in a space where I'm not looking for a partner the way that you paint. I'm looking for a partner in the sense of you are the neck, I'm the head, you know. So to me, it's not to undermine in your role and you have no say. We spoke about this last week in terms of the CFO and the CEO, you know, both powerful, but there's one who has to have a final say, you know. And I think a lot of people are yearning in some way, not everyone, in some way, some sort of structure within that. They are also yearning for some sort of leadership, but not saying that you are voiceless now. That's not where we're going. You still are that powerful CFO. You still have a huge voice within the space. And now I lost my train of thoughts because Lunga threw me off.
What did you do?
Because he was
kept moving the mic.
he was like moving close. Okay. He was moving close.
I thought you were finishing your point so that I could ask Lelo to answer.
No, man, I wanted to speak about the relationship in terms of.
Would you like this to be your closing point, or would you still like to chat?
No, but I forgot my.
Making my train go right now.
Okay, sorry, Lelo.
Sorry.
If your minimum is 60-70, how much should you be earning relative to that as a minimum? And then same question for Nosisi.
Female.
You specifically,
You know,
but yeah, as a
you
female.
said something really interesting. Now I can't remember what you said. What were you talking about just now?
In terms of CEO, CFO. In terms of
That woman wants an older man.
Yes, I wanted to say, going back to when you said we should be honest when we have these conversations, and you said we are really not honest in this conversation. You blame us as females because now we're scared. You know, we're walking on eggshells.
Oh, I don't think it was to you directly.
I know.
Okay.
I know. And you know, I just wanted to say something like the relationship dynamics that we have as women and who we are in relationships as women is two different things. You know, she speaks of she wants to be, it must be, what do you call it? Submission both ways and all of that stuff, you know. And me, I'm different. And I do think that you can be, like I said before, high function and high value, you know. And I do now see, going back to when you listen to other people and you filter, you actually realize traits in yourself, what you are and what you're not, or what you agree with. I really do feel like I am the nurturer as much as I am the high value type of woman. And it's okay to be that way, you know, because most of the time, women would want you to be like, not all of them, obviously. No, Melube Mbogoto. If he doesn't do 1, 2, 3, now Melang wins so and so and so. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying that dating your lane is not really about how much you have and whatnot. What do I bring into the table? And that's what value is, the external marker. It's usually what do you bring to the table.
I think you guys had a very, very powerful thing that they said last week. I think dating a lane is the joint mission that you guys were talking about. Once we have that, you know, hence why I spoke about fam funds. You know, it's ours. So when you say about how much must she be earning, how much, I just go, how much must the household need to function?
Yes, now
That's
you can't.
me.
Yes.
My thing is how much
I
must
look at,
we have?
and then I look at how much I'm bringing, and I'm like, yeah, sure, what am I gonna figure? Yeah, it's not great.
And it's also about the journey that you guys want to take.
Journey.
Not your journey, but the
Yeah,
journey.
definitely not his journey.
Hashtag the journey.
And yours.
The journey that you guys want to take. Like, what do I want out of life? What's the end goal? You know, what's the midterm goal? You know, what's the short-term goal? And him as well. So that all depends on. That's all defines how much we need and all of that. That's why I'm saying my comfortable. Somebody else's comfortable would be. I have a nice 2-bedroom apartment. I have a little what you call it, a ensuite in my room. There's another bathroom, and the kids have their own.
Happy
and
for them.
It's happy for them, you know. And somebody else's comfort is, I want the lifestyle. I want the open plan.
I want a yacht.
Yes, for me, no, it's a lot for somebody else,
No,
but
a
for
yacht.
that Hey?
A yacht.
A yacht.
Yes.
I'm saying some people want a yacht. So I want a
yes,
helicopter.
I thought you said a lot.
Sorry.
You know, and whatnot. Someone else's comfort is I want to be able to travel when I need to. Somebody else's comfort, basically, that the choices, tastes are different for people, and me personally, I don't look at anybody else less based on what their comfort and or their level of need is. And so to go to Penuel's question, it will all depend on the vision that me and my partner have.
Aye.
I
need a number. Giving us a speech so you can end off like that. He must bring in 60, 70 as a minimum. How much should you be bringing in?
I don't know. Whatever I'm bringing in.
Same as him.
Possibly, perhaps.
Generally.
Bring in 20, is that okay?
So generally, same as
You're
him.
bringing in 20, is that okay?
Like I said, I believe, this is me, my perception, I'm both high value and high function. So I
Okay.
probably would meet him.
But
Okay.
is it okay if he
Yes.
bring in 80 and you bring in 20? Is that okay?
Depends on where we are as a partner. It's a partnership.
She's saying she's fine with it, but she knows herself. She's like, I'm gonna bring stacks, so it's whatever.
I didn't say that.
She said I'm high value, so I mean, if you don't want this money, it's okay.
That's all
Yeah.
coming for me there.
Nosisi.
I will agree in part with what Lelo said, but also, like, for instance, me, I'm trying to save up to go to the Olympics next in 2028. You know? So what we need now,
Yo, in Zandap.
so we want to take our family, because this year we watched the Olympics. Our son is not yet one, and then one is, they're going to be a certain
Gonna
age when the
explore.
next Olympics happen. And we thought it would be nice because we watched them and we were into it. So we're like, actually, next Olympics, our family must be in those stands, and we want to go to the, it was so unfortunate they got rid of the breakdancing thing, but we're like, breakdancing thing and the skating stage, that's where we're at, and running, definitely for us, that's the thing, right? So that's my goal. When we figured out that we need no less than 300K probably in the next 4 years in order for us to meet that objective. But then we also have the renovating of our house and cars and whatever. So income, what I don't mind, I think,
Or snap it in LA.
yeah, it's in LA, exactly. Snoop Dogg. Hey.
So we're going.
Yes,
No,
it's
I'm ready
freaking
there.
dope, bro.
Hey, no,
Oh, what's up?
I'm there, ready.
There we go. But so what I should earn for me is relative to what our mission is. But I also don't mind earning less than my partner. I think it's cool. Like, I think it's probably more acceptable for me to earn less than my partner to earn less than me.
I think it's the best situation.
So if he, as you were saying,
Yeah.
minimum earns 30,
Yeah.
in that case, how much would you?
I could earn even 20. I mean, it wouldn't be a problem, but I'm just saying, based on, as you understand what my goals are now.
Yeah.
We definitely
No.
can't be earning those amounts of money if we're trying to get to LA in the next 4 years and live nice
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Because you still need to eat
Because we
between
still
now
need
and
to
LA.
eat now in LA, and there's school fees, and
Hey,
there's also
toilet
some shit.
paper.
Yeah, exactly. So
homeschooling, shani sinkwa.
yeah, what?
Gotta sacrifice for the greater cause.
Yeah, what? So, but I'm just saying that it is. It's yeah.
I really must want to calculate.
Guys, any closing comments? Any closing comments that are strong enough before we
Yeah.
shut it down for time? Anyone? Otherwise,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
shut it down
no, so
myself.
one.
Hey, wena ngoba vela ngeke uhlale ungakhulumi.
I tried to be
Ngoba
very
ngeke uhlale
quiet in
ungakhulumi.
this one. But I really think for those that keep asking, Uti, why do we speak about relationship? It is so important, guys. We are clearly struggling. I know so many sisters that are crying and saying men aren't shit, men are trash, blah, blah, blah. And vice versa. There's many men who are complaining about our sisters. We need to have these conversations. We need to disagree respectfully and then learn from each other. You know, abancane bafundisa abadala, abadala bafundisa abancane. Yeah, but just hitting on that.
I think I'll close off. I spoke to V on my way here. I think you know V, right?
Oh yes, I know V.
Yes.
Sorry. My
Yes,
apologies. You said your best friend.
Yes, I speak about it all the
You
time.
actually mentioned her in the last episode, and I've met V.
Yes.
She's got a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
And she asked me what we were going to talk about, and I told her, she's like, "But why are you going to talk about relationships? You know, what expertise do you have and whatnot?" And I like the fact that you said, both of you, all three of us, said that it's about, just trying to figure it all out and just trying to realize which because and I'm excited that I'm talking about it because me normally it's out of comfort. I don't sit and talk about relationship, especially on a public platform. You know,
Can't you tell Jola?
Huh?
Nte,
Maybe. Ute maybe.
perhaps maybe.
Ute perhaps maybe.
Amachita must get in the
I said it depends
DMs
on
and
what
Amachita
relationship.
ngenani.
hey,
DM.
what about whole
it's about.
60?
I'm talking to someone really nice.
Amachita ahola
Abaholi
60
60.
70 80. Cela ngene kule ma
I'm
DM.
talking to someone
Lelo
nice.
N.
Must the guy be
No,
single?
but
The guy earning 60, must he be single?
Penuel, baratoje.
Why unje? Mara Penuel why unje?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
Why
foot.
is your brother
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Abantu abaholu 60
I'm so
70
thrown
80
off.
who are maybe
Sorry, no, Sisi,
single.
please.
Ngenani la.
I'm thrown off by that comment.
I'm so sorry.
I don't even.
You can never be.
No, I'm just like, what the hell? I mean, you know, like. Oh, what?
Your battery died.
Oh, my battery. Oh, I really did get.
She
thrown
can't
off,
speak into my
though.
camera. Oh, no, it's going to look clumsy.
Just a second.
See ya, you're fired, bro.
What threw you
This
off?
is what happens. The whole thing of must he be single?
What did it?
Because I'm just like,
How come you hate the sharing vibes?
maybe that
Sharing
actually is like
vibes
such a
traumatize
weird
you.
thing
You are
for
so
me.
cool. You know, I'm more comfortable in this episode than the other.
Huh?
Oh, really?
Yes, I like your vibe.
Give people
Okay.
No,
freedom.
Sisi, let's close.
Okay.
Closing statements are that yes, we are all not qualified, and I would definitely, you know, there's a podcast that I was watching yesterday, well, clips of a podcast about it focuses mainly on married couples. It's a South African guy. It's really
Please,
dope.
plug.
I can't remember the name, so I
okay.
can't plug right now. But
Gatekeeper.
I'll. Gatekeeper, Baba. Only this podcast is the only one that matters. No, but I mean, one thing that really stood out for me, this guy, he's married to Dineo. She's the actress slash presenter.
Oh,
girl.
look,
See, I'm still good there.
the
Sangoma guy.
Lens is
the rapper
looking
guy.
shady.
Yes, they're both
See, I'm
sangomas or something like
No,
that.
no. I don't think. No, they're not sangomas. She's Dineo is
Langa.
Yeah, Dineo Langa.
They are.
Are they both sangomas?
I think so.
Oh, heavy days. Well,
They are.
what he said for me really stood out is to say, you know, sometimes, like for me, I want to be high value for my woman. I think about how I show up for my woman. I think about what is it that she needs from me today. I want her to succeed. I know her potential or what I know of her, but I'm sure there's much more she can do in life. And if I can contribute to her achieving her greatest potential, then I would have done my job as a husband. However, someday she recognizes that I'm operating on 20% as a husband, right? And she needs to elevate
Yeah, she needs to.
the world in terms of that we live in. You know what I mean? And for me, I respected that to show the dynamism, if that's a real word,
Nah, it's a word
within
now.
yeah, within
is a word, it is a
a
word.
word, great.
New
Within relationships and the nuances to say that it is not as simple as saying I want this or I want that because we are human. And some days I will show up as high value and other days I'll show up with my traumas on my sleeve, you know, and it can't be that now because my man is crying because he's got something has triggered him and he didn't realize because this life is long that now I'm like, you're not a high functioning, high value guy, you know what I mean? So I am personally more for the fluidity of human nature. That's what I'm for. I'm not for money. It makes me uncomfortable to have the discussion around like, oh, how much must you be earning? How much? Because I know my world and I also know my husband's going to be like, serious, Tando Sam, is it? Okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But he knows that I don't operate like that. For me, I operate on a needs basis. And I think from what there's no better way. That's just for me, and I'm around people that operate in that particular way, where it's like, let's look at our needs. And I think for me personally, I think it's really healthy to operate like that because then there's no expectation. It's like, I don't expect you to be anyone. If today you're not earning, then you're not earning. I don't expect anything. It's like tomorrow, I do expect you to realize that we've got expenses, and those expenses need to be paid.
But the beauty of what you said is that he on himself said, I want to be the best for her.
For
Yes.
her.
And as long as she can
He
say, I
chose
want to be
it.
the best. Because I look at me, I want to, even that external, that superficial high value, I also want to be that for her. I want when people see me, they go, "Hawulia sisi uhamba ngeLamborghini," you know. And then
Thing
personally, endlini, I want to be high functioning, you know. So I want
There's
to
a lot
be.
of pressure.
It's not a lot of pressure.
No?
Because
Okay.
she's doing the same, so it makes it easy, you know. So again, we're leaning into each other. It's a lot of pressure if you're not getting it back.
I
you
think
know.
the
How?
healthiest.
So, unkan
we-
valang-
we-
valanga
I
kanjani?
think-
Balance,
Oh.
I think we can all agree with the healthiest is when you have an all-rounded relationship. So don't place value on this and not on the other, you know, because as much as you want to be bringing in the finance, the success and all of that, but it's also important to go back to someone that has emotional maturity when you're at home, someone that you can, bounce ideas off, someone where you can support each other because, you know, and it's, and I know sometimes I get a lot of, people come at me when I say things like this, and it's important as well to recognize that men as well, you know, they have feelings, you know, because as women, sometimes we are so focused in what we want, when we want, and who we wanted it with. We forget that the other party is also trying to figure it out, just as much as we are also trying to figure it out. So it's important in a relationship, if you want to be in an all-rounded relationship, and should I find myself in that situation, we have to both meet each other's needs. That's why I say as a woman, because men historically have been taught that being a great man is to high function and high value, which is provide. It is also important, should I find myself being an ambitious, high value woman, to also, when I'm with this guy, to also be able to be a nurturer, because I do believe that as women, naturally we are those nurturers. It's just that society, if you're looking at external, because Bati, hey, when you're a woman, you must do this, you must do that, don't do this. Now I want to be fitting into that box, that the external box, where society defines who I should be in my relationship with whatever man that I'll end up with.
Wait, not all women are nurturers, by the way, I have to say, because I have met some women that have got no nurturing bone in their body. And I think that is really important to understand, because even when men are interacting with women, you need to recognize that law, actually nurturer law. Like there's a woman that will be the nurturer, and then there's the woman who is just naturally not. She's a tomboy. Maybe she grew up with boys and clean. But I also, I mean, it's a long topic, but maybe it's for next time to say, Hore, you know, those stereotypes of what a man and a woman really are. It's like we are making the assumption now that men are the version that you guys are presenting now, to say this is, but there are some men that are really very different to how you guys operate and see the world in a
Totally
completely different
yeah.
way. And they matter too.
They really don't.
They so do.
Hey.
They really don't.
Hashtag.
I think it's Papa to Abahlali. I know I didn't get a chance to answer, but maybe just quickly. Minimum from a lady, maybe 10, 15
For you,
You guys.
for the, is what she's bringing.
you personalizing this now.
Yeah, all of them were personal.
No, I'm saying now, you also the host. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah. But sengiyavala ngizokhuluma ngedwa
Okay.
for 40
Vala
minutes.
ngawa
And then for me, to be honest, I'm at a place currently where I still see gender equality. It's something I'm working on, by the way, because I've been encountering a lot of information, and just my life experience is pushing me more towards being traditional. I'm figuring it out. I'm not sure. I used to be this partner person, but I'm changing, and I'm trying to figure out what that means, being the head of the house, and it's weird for me. Outside of that, man, thank you very much for the chats. Nosisi Ngakane, Lelo N, Penson Mlotshwa, Penuel the Black Pen, the hottest host in the world.
In the world.
We appreciate you guys, man. If you'd like to sponsor the episode, if you'd like to contact them, we'll put their contact details, social media details, not contact details.
I'm like, which contact details?
I mean, I forgot.
In the
07
072.
6.
6.
It's pretty cool that people can actually
In the description.
donate money. I saw that. That was awesome. I was like, Yo, Pen, why are we getting
Oh, I'm a super thanks.
I'm
a super thanks.
Hey,
is for
my
no
licorice
sleep.
also is slafune.
One day when you guys have your own channels, then you can set the, you know. No, but guys, we're out. We'll see you guys next week. Dope conversations.
Sharp.
Peace.
Cut it.
Play this one
it.
first. This one's
Cut
so
it.
cool.
Cut it.